Welcome, Jayan, Samiksha, and Pranay. Today we are going to discuss about, of course, the webinar is about what is the kind of criteria and at which percentage generally people calls are out for Ahmedabad, different other AMs like Lucknow and IRMA and manage. Okay, so now when if we are going to discuss about this, before that just formal introduction about everyone so that people can be aware of what background you had, okay, and why did you choose, either it was by chance or you had, and what generally cat percentile are, and what was yours. I'd like to start with Pranay first.
Sir, I couldn't hear you. Can you please repeat?
Okay,
Hello?
wait. Can you hear?
No, sir. I think
Yeah,
there's an
I
issue.
heard I heard you, Raju sir. I'll go first, and then Pranay and Samiksha can follow the lead.
Yeah.
So basically, just an introduction and the cat percentile, etc. So hello everybody. I'm Jayant, and I hail from Varanasi, Uttar Pradesh. I did my schooling with CBSE board there. Immediately after school, I wanted to pursue genetics as a subject, and thus sought opportunity in agriculture sciences. So joined the BSc Agriculture program at Banaras Hindu University. Uh, During the program, I discovered that I have a certain managerial interest, so decided to pursue that. Could get a 98 percentile in CAT and finally converted Ahmedabad. I've almost completed my MBA. This is my second year, almost about to end. And last summer, I was interning in a marketing role with Godrej Agro.
Right. Okay, so Samiksha, please.
Yeah, hello everyone. I come from Hyderabad. I similarly to Jayant, I did my schooling in a CBSE board, and then as everybody else, I did my BPC, and then I did my BSc Agri. So there, I developed an interest towards agriculture, and I wanted to pursue a career in management. Hence, I am Ahmedabad. I got an 87.65 percentile in CAT. Here I am. So I did my summer internship in a marketing role with UPL.
Pranay, please.
Yeah, hello everyone. Same as Samiksha, I am from Hyderabad, and I had multiple options after 12th to join BSc or to pursue other careers, but out of all, I've gone into agriculture sciences. And even last year, I had different interests. I had CAT, I had JRF, I had other government exams to prepare. But evaluating all my options, I had come into the MBA program. Seeing where my interest lies. And after MBA program, this is my second year. It's 1 month to go to complete the course. And I've done my internship in the Akshay Patra Foundation in their supply chain and operations division.
Acha, last year when Agrivision for you is enrolling some of the students for GDPI session, so there are people who has a mechanical engineering also. So how does it differentiate for agriculture student and food technology students and agriculture and allied, and for who is not have a background of agriculture, and they want to do their masters and MBA in FABM. So yeah, Samiksha or Jayant,
Uh,
anyone?
yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
please, anyone.
so Right. I'll take it up and then maybe Jayant or Pranay can continue. So it doesn't really matter if you're coming from a mechanical engineering background or for any background for that matter. It always helps to have an agriculture knowledge since the program is structured around it. Um, so mostly even the interview questions or your AWT PI, it depends on your CV because it's an agriculture program. The most of the questions there might be a mindset that it will be based on agriculture, but that's not the case. So whatever your background is, you'll be tested on that. How knowledgeable you are in your own particular sector.
Okay, yeah. Pranay would like to add something.
Yeah, also, so specifically for Ahmedabad, so different domains or different UG backgrounds are allocated different points to calculate your aggregate score. So obviously there's an edge if you come from agriculture, allied or food technology space. But if you're some from mechanical engineer or any other which is not really attached to agri space, you get different points. So a candidate must assess, go through the overall procedure score, assess where how many points is getting at what space, and after he gets to know a certain idea that this would be my score, then you could compare and contrast of his chances of getting into Ahmedabad.
Right. Jayant, anything else you'd like to
Yeah,
add?
just wanted to second Pranay's point. So every college will have a selection criteria, which would be a fairly detailed documents of rules and regulations and how it is going to be. It is going to be a 100-page document for every institute. Wherever the candidate feels he or she has a chance, he needs to review that document in entirety. That document should be the candidate's Gita and Quran right now at this phase in his career, so that he can develop a detailed understanding of what is going to be valuable and what is going to be asked.
Right.
That is the whole soul of the base and foundation of your AWT PI process.
All right, all right, okay. So I just for my knowledge, and on the second questions will be for others. Why MBA colleges have a so much? Because I don't have background of MBA, so why it has a so much high fee, and either loan opportunities are same for all, or it does require a lot of things. Because I have faced in my graduation generally, if you're from a B category college, uh, you know. You know, banks are not so much happy to give the loans. They have a lot of questions. They will keep collateral, this families, fathers, this detail, those details. So kind of, so why it is either it is justifiable because it's a 2 year degree, and you get 24 lakhs, 15 lakhs, 18 lakhs with the different colleges. So yeah, Jayant, please.
So, sir, on the first question, why the fees is high? I think it's a concept of academic institutions getting independent. In the West, everything in terms of education is either funded by state up to high school, and then every candidate has to pay for his or her job with education loans that they pay off for a long time in their life, right?
Right.
So this is a global trend which is just coming to India through, and the first ones to be affected are MBAs, and slowly we are seeing the fees in IITs and medical colleges also slowly going up. So this is a
Right.
normal trend
Right.
which is going to continue. The why it is coming to MBA first is because there's a job linked to an MBA program more strongly than any other program. So because we know that the candidate is going to get placed most likely and is going to get a handsome package, he or she is going to be able to pay it back, right? So that is why the whole system wants to be self-sustained. For example, all IIMs, most of them, at least I can speak for Ahmedabad, they are self-sustaining in terms of revenue. The government does not give even 1 rupee to IIM as such, and
Oh.
be it the salaries, be it the facilities, whatever it is all funded by the students' fees. So it is a
Mm.
self-sustainable financial model that they're trying for. In terms of bank loan availability, I think most of the MBA colleges that we are discussing today would get bank loans. The interest rate might differ here and there, but mostly everybody will get a collateral-free loan. Often there are tie-ups with college and banks also. So, for example, Ahmedabad is in close connection with Canara Bank and SBI, and similarly there would be others. So that process is quite facilitated, should not be a problem for anybody.
Yeah, all right. Okay, somehow if let's say if somehow someone missed the chance of getting into IIM, okay, and IRMA and this the college that we talked about, there's another category of college that is related to ICR, okay? AU it is there, GBT Pantnagar it is there, right? IABM that is a BHU it is there. So what is the criteria for that? And either we should keep a backup or not? I mean, Pranay.
So backup really depends on what the candidate want to pursue and first what he wants to do. If he just wants to do an MBA and get out, he can have multiple number of backups. But if you want to do an MBA in certain college, have some aspirations in this package or that job. If he has a clear structure, I think he would nail down his options. But if just a degree is a core criteria for him, then any college is fine. But having certain degree, certain job, or certain place to study, then the number of options would drop down. Because if you compare different colleges, the colleges that we are talking about, Ahmedabad, Lucknow, then IRMA, Manage, NAARM, NIAM, the options stop at NIAM. It doesn't go to IPM also, but sometimes people choose IPM. It stops at this bracket. And people who just want to continue to pursue their study further, to get a degree or get an MBA, push their studies, then they go to these options where ICAR institutions also offer a degree of MBA.
Right. So Jayant is from BHS. I mean, he has done his graduation from BHS. So there is a IBM, and I heard somewhere in LinkedIn somewhere there is a guy who got very good package, almost like 34 lakhs or something in a foreign college in IBM. Okay. So generally we sometimes, you know, uh, we don't give value to this type of college. We don't give value, right? And they're also doing good. Okay. So I just want to understand. Let it be once we are talking about IM. Okay, the degree that we're pursuing. Okay, and this college, what is the major difference that we feel like? Why don't people always know? Of course, we are everyone wants to get better, right? That is at the top. But what do you feel as a major, chunk of, things that, differentiate this level of colleges and, IIM and IRMA?
Okay, I'll start. Mostly it lies about what the college idea is around the program. So if you think of BHU was established in 1916, that long ago, and it is very focused on the academic side of an MBA program. So in terms of, if you want to become, let's say, an assistant professor in management sciences, then it's okay to
Right,
pursue a management degree from BHU because their focus is on the academic part of it. You become a researcher, you become a scholar and stuff like that. You can further pursue a PhD in that area and so on. But then the recruitment side is not the prime focus for these colleges. For IIMs, NAARM, IRMA, and so on, the recruitment side becomes very, very important. You would hardly see people from these institutions going for a PhD program or then going into academics, whereas it's extremely different for the institutions like BHU and other ICR institutions. So BHU and ICR institutions, they sort of started this program because people were interested and they were like, okay, we want to do this. So, but it's not their prime focus, right? So you go into a restaurant, you want to eat their best dish, right? You don't want to eat what they just
right,
have put in as fillers in the menu, right? So it's like
right,
that.
right,
For
right.
IIMs, the core is management, the core is recruitment. They are much more linked to the corporate world, and the teaching is much more practical, much more case based. Whereas in institutions which are affiliated to ICR, it is more academic, less case based, less practical. If
All
anybody wants to
right.
add, Pranay.
Even the institute, the university that I've came from has an MBA program. Apart from all the GRF, apart from the MSc and PhD programs, but
Okay.
still, people drop down their options, as Jen said. No, they evaluate academic side and recruitment side, which area is strong in that particular institute, and then they go accordingly. If somebody wants to do an MBA and then get into assistant professor types of jobs, then they stick to academic type of institutions. And somebody want to get into corporate level, they come to IIMs and IRMA, these type of colleges.
All right. So the question is more, I mean, next question is more often related to the conclusion of this, of course. So once we talk about the opportunities and scopes, so now the one thing is come placements, right? After 2 years degree. So just tell me, any one of you, tell me how is the placement scenario? What is the scope? And who are the companies that come often? Because that is the concern. When we are trying for MBA, the major thing is like we are going to get in a corporate and we are going to get a job of lakhs and lakhs of rupees, right? That's what, more 20 lakhs, 30 lakh. That seems very lucrative. Of course, if someone is targeting those kind of jobs, they know that how much hard work and they have to put on. So yeah, please. Anyone? Anyone start Samiksha? Let's start with Samiksha, please. Yeah.
So yeah, of course, when we are joining this program, placements are a very important part of why we take up IIM Ahmedabad, and maybe that's why we feel like these are tier A colleges because the placement opportunities are better over here, and there is a guaranteed ROI that we can think of when we think of IIM Ahmedabad or IIM Lucknow. So yeah, when it comes to placements, right, the batch, the sort of a feel of the batch is taken by the placement committee of what sort of companies they want to go into, what sort of jobs they want to go into, and then in that direction, effort is made to take care of all their interests.
All right, Pranay.
Adding on to what Samiksha said, so it's apart from the whatever recruitment that is happening, whatever corporate jobs that is happening, even after getting into a job, when people tend to switch from one company to another company, the brand matters. The brand matters. Suppose I am the budget, it's
True.
easy to switch from one company to another company. If you evaluate different kinds who are available for the job. And coming to the ROI, the package or placement or anything with respect to Ahmedabad, um, uh, it's been increasing since the last 2 3 years, as the programs focus in the market has been increasing, and our institute is particularly focused on getting the awareness of this program to other UG colleges. So right now the awareness of FABM program in Ahmedabad is restricted to few colleges which are very famous, such as BHU, the GKVK in Bangalore.
Hmm.
Only few specific colleges the awareness is more, and in every batch you see a couple of students from these so-called big universities, but the awareness of this program to these colleges is very less. And so as the awareness increases, the package increases, the reputation increases, as well as the student cream layer increases in the program.
Right. Jen, please. If you like to
Very
add
similar.
anything.
Samiksha and Pranay have mostly covered it. It's just that the candidate somewhere needs to have it in mind ki, if he or she is joining a agriculture or food tech centric program, then recruiters would also be from the same industry. In
Yeah.
most of the cases, there are some colleges where there are exceptions where you can also sit for firms which are not directly in the sector. But yes, the rule of thumb is 9 out of 10 times candidates from this institute would end up going into sectors allied to this area, agri companies or food tech companies, or maybe some of rural banking companies, etc. But that would be the major chunk of recruiter. This is something the candidate needs to have in mind. As far as the figures are concerned, all placement reports are available online. The usual doubt is there are they hiking the number in the placement report? In my experience, in our experience, nobody hikes the numbers. It's a crime to do that. So nobody does that. You can trust the reports that are published by the institutions, and then can decide accordingly.
Right. So the another question is again on the basis of the same line. Okay. So I have heard like you guys study with general MBA. Okay. And we then in second year we have FABM, the core. We started agri finance in agri business and everything. Okay. So why generally? What is the difference if someone, let's say, if I'm from a background of food technology or agriculture, I mean, doing a PGP course, let it be. What is the difference between doing a PGP course and FABM specialization? And
Samiksha is the best to
So
answer that.
yeah, I'll take it up. So it so happened that I got admitted into both the PGP program of IIM Ahmedabad and the FABM program of IIM Ahmedabad. So so when I was evaluating my options, there is really not much difference specific to IIM Ahmedabad because the first year, the course we do it together. The FABM students and PGP students, we sit in the same classroom. All the courses are, everything is same. We get the same experience, same profs, same courses. There's not much difference. The difference comes in the second year when in second year FABM students have more of agri related courses where our options are become more towards this sector because ultimately as discussed placements so we get more of agri companies, so even our courses are mostly based on agriculture, so that is one difference. Apart from that, mostly I don't think there's much difference in the kind of curriculum that we have in the campus.
okay, so okay, Jan would like to add something.
No, she mostly covered it, sir. That's about it.
Yeah,
Nothing
all
more.
right, all right. So much there's no so much difference. Just we study everything in a first year and second year. We just a specialization what the core right we are having right. What is the if someone is having a background of let's say someone is from geology, someone's from food technology, someone from maths, okay, someone from back mechanical. What is the background matter? How much it matters if doing MBA and either it is helping if someone is having let's say if doing MBA and someone is having a background of horticulture, okay, how it is going to help when someone's getting into from let's say mechanical engineering, how it is going to make a difference. Instead forward my
So you're
question would
asking.
be straightforward my question would be how much effect the background of our graduation has on our MBA.
So you're referring to effect in during the MBA program, right? Not during the admissions, because we already
No, no,
discussed
no, no.
admissions
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
during them.
Like,
During the
yeah.
MBA, right? So see, everybody will come with a certain advantage that will be there because of his or her academic background in the undergraduation program. Uh, what will happen is if you are coming, the major differentiator because whether you had mathematics centric courses or not. So people who are coming
Mhm.
from engineering background, be it mechanical, chemical, or whatever, they would have a very strong acumen for mathematics and a number of courses which have to do with numbers, finance courses, mathematics and statistical courses, operations courses. Those would get sort of relatively easier for you if you're coming from a strong mathematics background. The other forte is if you're coming from a food tech or agriculture background, then a lot of your second year coursework would become easy because your second year coursework would need you to relate to rural scenarios, agriculture centric industries, and so on. So you would have either first year easier or second year easier depending upon what background you have.
Okay. So now one thing that major concern of this webinar is So we have discussed about the average percentile. Now the second thing comes, how does people face this AWT in Ahmedabad and VAT in IRMA? So who has Jayant has called for got a call from both of the IRMA and Ahmedabad. So just Jayant, tell in detail about how was the journey till from CAT percentile to getting admission in Ahmedabad and IRMA as well. How does the, someone, if someone has got the call from both, how they can try to achieve that?
Okay, sure. So after the percentile, the first thing that would happen is to fill a form. The form would require you to submit your graduation, 10th, 12th, etc. details, sort of your CV in a comprehensive manner, and then your statement of purpose of why you want to join that institute and why do you want to pursue an MBA program. This would be the major content of the form. Once the call is out, in the next week, you would start getting these forms. So that is the first step. Under that, the SOP is an important step that the candidate needs to focus on. The rest is just technical details. After that, I will go for the Ahmedabad process. So in our year, we got admission in 2021, and the process was disrupted due to COVID. So some things were here and there, but I'll still walk you through the process. So for Ahmedabad, the next step is basically an AWT. So we don't have a GD, we just have a AWT or a WAT, whatever you want to call it, and then a PI. So this is a simple 2 stages for Ahmedabad. The AWT PI is sort of a one-page write-up. They happen on the same day. You reach the venue, first you give the AWTPI and then you go for the, sorry, my bad. Excuse me. Yeah, so first you give the AWT and then you go for the PI straight after. So that is the process for Ahmedabad. And here in Ahmedabad, the interview has very high weightage. It has around 40% weightage, so that's quite high.
Oh,
If you go for IRMA, then the process is first you apply with CAT, then you fill the form, and then there's an IRMA exam. So basically, you have to prepare for that exam. It's a short 1 hour exam. It usually deals with current affairs in agriculture and some GK related to agriculture and IRMA. So the
mhm.
preparation for that is fairly easy. No need to worry about that. Most candidates clear it, but still that is a step in the process, important step. After that exam is done, then you go for GD and PI. So IRMA mein, you would go on a particular date, you would have your GD and PI on the same date, exactly like Ahmedabad. And yeah, just the replacement of AWT is GD. IRMA is also known to change the pattern every year. So with
Oh,
IRMA, you cannot be sure whether there will be a GD or a AWT or nothing and just a PI. So IRMA does change the pattern, but mostly it can be expected that either there would be a AWT or a GD, depending upon what the board
right.
decides that year.
Oh, right. It is a volatile institute. Yeah.
Little bit.
All right. Now it's time to, if someone is wishing to ask, who has joined, and so they can put their queries in chat box. I'll take a call. Okay. So, Pranay, how was your interview experience? How it happened with you, from getting called to getting into Ahmedabad?
Similar process as what Jayant mentioned. The process
I mean,
remains the
how was
same.
your yeah? How was your experience, personal experience? I mean, this is the
Okay,
kind of, it will
all
be
right,
go the flow. Yeah,
understand.
please.
So my AWTP and PA happened on the same day. First, coming to AWTPI, we were clueless actually. We thought we would get more time to think, prepare, and drop down our notes, but we have been hardly given 15 or 20 minutes to structure our thoughts. Then we have been given a topic. My topic, if I remember clearly, is that the topic goes like this: is it feasible to implement Gurukul type of education system in current scenario education system, the older Gurukul days education system now, and what are your thoughts on it? And we had given a 15-20 minutes time to think about it and pen down our thoughts on the one sheet of paper. And after completing that, we have been called for interview, and the interview has happened for 40 or 45 minutes, and the questions that have been asked in the interview are divided into certain blocks. One block can be the current affairs, because during our interview, farm laws were one of the most burning topics in the country. The farm regulations or laws that are newly introduced by the government, and a lot of farmer protests were happening, and that was sort of the spotlight topic in every interview. So that is one kind of block in the interview question, that is the current affairs. And second goes with your UG, the understanding of agriculture that you have, the RAWE, the ALP that you do. So all this comes under second block of questions. Then another block goes with about your interest, your hobbies, what sort of extracurricular activities that you have done in your schooling, your UG, and etc. And third block would be why MBA, why FABM, what is your interest, how would you fit in this program, and so the interview questions have been divided into 4 blocks, and we have been sort of going from one block to another, and the interview certainly generally happens, they follow up on what you have answered. So you have answered certain thing, and they again follow up on that question. So mostly it is a follow up process. It's not kind of interview. It's most conversational, but people generally tend from one block to another and goes on follow ups. Major.
All right. What was Samiksha yours? How was your experience?
Similar to Pranay, I think he covered it very well. So yeah, similarly,
You got the
on
same topic, or I mean, it will be different for different people.
no, it's different for every set of batch. So my topic, I'm not sure. It was something related to cricket. I don't remember it exactly,
Okay.
but yeah, we were
It would be
given
general.
time.
It would be general
Yeah,
topic, right?
yeah, it's nothing too specific. It's a general topic. They just want to know your opinions and views on that topic. So we do that, and
All right.
then you go on to the interview. My interview was also around 40 minutes, similar to the blogs that Pranay just explained.
Okay. My last question for the session. How I mean, like let's say people, I used to think very critically. Other people also may be kind of same. Okay, right? They'll be kind of, sometimes we may think negatively. Let's say Gurukul system. So I may have a very negative thought. Yeah, no, it should not be implemented now. It's a age of technology. How people are like moving to here to there. Okay, so does it make a effect if we are having kind of critical thinking and all, or they really think about how the opinion matters?
I think in my case, one interesting thing was whatever I've written in the AWT sheet that have been asked in the interview. They have brought the sheet into the interview space and they have been asked, "Ki, you have written this question. Is there any rationale behind it?" And
Okay.
taking a stand is, I think it is advantageous once you have certain set of validations. You have certain reasons for your statement, positive or negative, either maybe. You need to have certain set of core reasons why you are standing on that. You simply can't say that
Right.
Gurukul is not feasible in this current scenario. You need to have some reasons. You need to have certain solid back statements to support your argument. Then everything is fine and good, whether it's positive or negative.
Okay, all right, all right. Anything you
Uh,
would, yeah, please, Jen.
just to add, the secret is there in the name itself. It's AWT, right? Analytical writing test. So the word there is analytical. So basically what you have to show them are two skills. You can write well without grammatical mistakes and so on, and that you can do an analysis. So whatever the topic is, whether it is Gurukul, now you need to weigh the pros and cons. See, somebody can write a monologue for, let's say, speaking on a stage, and somebody can write a scientific analytical piece. So the idea is you have to be analytical there. You have to know the pros and cons and then come to a conclusion. As Pranay said, taking a stand is always advantageous, but the stand should not be based on your personal opinion or your gut feeling. It should be
Yeah,
based on the analysis that you have performed,
right.
on the sheet of paper.
Very good point. Very good point. Okay. So for upcoming your juniors, they are going to be okay. What would be your message? A message first, as from Samiksha. What would be your lessons and message?
Yeah, so I understand that this time after getting a call from Ahmedabad, it's a very stressful time and you really want to prepare on each and every topic that is out there. Please don't do that. Relax. You have come so far. Prepare well. Choose some topics which are really important. Focus on current affairs and your whatever basics you have learned in your UG, and you'll be good. All the best.
Right. Pranay.
One advice that I would give that has worked for me is talk with people who have cleared the path, because the same thing has worked for me. Have some mentorship, take inputs, but ultimately decide on what you feel. But taking inputs and preparing for the interview, ADOT play seriously would certainly clear this path, no matter the percentile.
All right, Jen, please. Last piece of advice.
Whatever college, whatever percentile you have, give your best to convert your call. It is very, very much possible. Trust in yourself. If you've got the call, the college has seen something in your profile and only then has offered you. So trust in your abilities. As far as the preparation goes, have somebody who has cleared the path in constant touch. Sometimes you would keep getting questions. It would not happen that you would have all your questions in this session, or you would list down all your questions and ask all of them. You will keep getting questions as the 2 months preparation cycle go on. Have somebody you can ask those questions to, and everything else should be good.
Right. Guru is really important. No, if someone is like
Yes.
Pranay said, oh, if someone has already crossed the path, if I'll tell you its last line. There are two ways of learning. Once, I mean, no, if someone has already cracked those, no, जैसे हम बोलते हैं ना हिंदी में बोलते हैं मैं इसको अच्छे से समझाता बहुत लोग रिलेट कर पाएंगे क्या होता है दो तरीके होते हैं सीखने के एक तरीका होता है कि यार खुद गिरो संभलो और फिर सीखो। एक होता है जो गिर चुके हैं पहले से, उनसे सीख लो। सो मुझे लगता है कि दूसरा वाला इंपॉर्टेंट है, बहुत सारे लोग पहले वाला ट्राई करते हैं। तो with this note, thank you so much, Jayan, Samiksha, and Pranay for joining the session and guiding students. Okay, and of course, and another message is people. I mean, whoever are preparing for GDPI, we are going to have a session. Please join us and get answered all your questions. Okay, thank you so much, guys. Bye.
Thank you. See you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. All the very best.